hearties! My name is Adam Pacitti and I am your undisputed cultaholic WWE predictions champion. This is Moby with fetal alcohol syndrome, and you are the fleshlight using losers who have kept me employed for a decade as the internet's premier wrestling personality. And I'd like to welcome you without further ado to our WrestleMania 41 predictions video. We're getting straight into it, kicking off with the World Tag Team Championship match between champions the War Raiders and challengers the New Day. Who have you got and why?
Oh, be very, very sour because the New Day are finally going to get those championships. I think the catalyst of the whole heel turn thing was very, very good, shunning Big E out and saying, you're the problem, you never helped us, this, that, and the other. And then since then, it's not been all that. Not through their fault. I think the booking hasn't been the best for them, or that whole Raw Tag Team division in general. But I just feel like the New Day need it the most. My thought process is as well that having this match on the WrestleMania card rather than the SmackDown Tag Team title match, like, absolutely baffles me because
something's happening here.
That's my thinking.
Something's happening.
Which kind of also steers me towards maybe the War Raiders retain because maybe Big E gets involved somehow, but does he help New Day win or does he help War Raiders win? Like, that's what I can't get my head around. But I think the better outcome for this would be the New Day winning.
Yep, I agree. I think the New Day win it. I am also choosing the New Day. I think this match is going to be more about making a WrestleMania moment, and I think Big E is getting involved somewhere, but I can't quite figure out where. It doesn't make sense. After what they did to poor Big E, it doesn't make sense for Big E to then side with them and become like a heel manager or something like that. But it might happen. There's a reason this is on the card. There's a reason on this card.
Exactly.
I'm going for the New Day, and I totally agree that they need it more. That angle started off so bloody hot.
Yep.
And then it's just sort of, it's stagnated a little bit. So let's kickstart it again with a New Day heel tag title win.
Come on. Next up for the legacy of Lucha Libre, we've got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Definitely not Chad Gable, no. Who are you going for, Adam, and why?
I'm going for El Grande Americano on this.
Oh.
Right, he's going straight after the very top of the Lucha stars in WWE. He's going straight after Rey Mysterio. And I think, should El Grande Americano beat Rey Mysterio, which he's going to unmask, he's going to go, hey, it was me, Chad Gable, all along. I can't believe it. And then he can lord that over the entire Lucha division. Like, everywhere within WWE, he is the king of he's the king of Lucha royalty. He's beaten Rey Mysterio, and then maybe down the line you get somebody like Penta or Rey Fénix, or maybe a new incoming Lucha star that they want to really shine a spotlight on. That's the person that then beats Chad Gable. Maybe. Who you got and why?
I've gone for Rey Mysterio.
Okay, because it's WrestleMania.
Because it's not only because it's WrestleMania, but I just think like it feels as though perhaps it's coming to its end. I mean, Rey Mysterio very much the tippity top of the tops of the Lucha Libre world, and I think if this whole El Grande Americano thing is sort of like making a mockery of that, then I think Rey Mysterio is the one to actually topple him, maybe even unmask him, and by heck, it's only Jeff Cobb. How's that? Who's that? That's Jeff Cobb. No. Most likely Chad Gable, maybe not Chad Gable, who knows, but I think the El Grande Americano stuff might end here.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I'm going for Gable, sorry, El Grande Americano, because I think they're going to want to continue it for a little bit. Like, Chad Gable deserves a push, and this isn't necessarily the push that I wanted to see him get, but he's in a featured match at WrestleMania. That's all good stuff. I think it would be a shame for El Grande Americano Gable to lose this one. Okay, so Rey, Grande. Next up in singles action, we got Jade Cargill versus that nasty Naomi. Who have you got on why?
What's that? A storm is coming. Oh, it's raining. Sorry, I just thought of that video of where that guy sprays the water bottle inside on his grandma and she's going, hey, it's raining.
I've not seen that.
Anyway, I'm going for Jade Cargill.
Oh, he's still shooting, are we? Okay, no, go on then.
We can start again.
No, go on.
Hey, it's raining.
It's a shoot, brother.
Hey, it's raining. I'm going for Jade Cargill. I think Jade Cargill, I think WWE are about to push her to the moon.
Only the biggest predictions video of the year, by the way.
And I think it starts here. Although I would love to see Naomi get the win at the same time because I think her heel promo stuff has been incredible. I think her character work has been amazing. However, in Jade Cargill's return, Naomi did help Liv Morgan get a win over Jade Cargill. I'm like, ooh, that maybe sort of signals to me that Jade might get the big win at WrestleMania. I think that's where we're going. What about you?
Sorry, I was just thinking of Crazy Frog. Wasn't that funny? That was a funny video. I am also going for Jade Cargill because it's WrestleMania, and speaking of shining spotlights, they want to shine a spotlight on Jade Cargill. I think it's a shame for Naomi if she doesn't win.
Yeah.
But you've got to go with your head on this one, haven't you?
I think so.
You really do. Naomi's been great. Naomi's been really good as a heel. I've really, really enjoyed what I've seen. But you're all right there. You're all right. Yeah. But you've got to go for Jade on this one, haven't you?
Hey, it's real. Next up, we've got the United States champion, LA Knight, defending his title against Jacob Fatu. Who are you going for, Adam, in this one?
It's got to be Jacob. It's got to be Jacob here. I think he'll be absolute gold with that gold. He'll be fantastic. It'll be really, really great. And yeah, I can't... Unless there are shenanigans, it's got to be Jacob Fatu. Yeah. Unless something goes seriously wrong with... like bloodline members and there's some sort of nonsense, Jacob should just pin LA Knight clean. And you know what? No disrespect to LA Knight because I think he's class. I'd like a glorified squash on this one. If there's not going to be shenanigans, which there may well be, I'd like him to absolutely destroy Mr. Knight. Who are you going for?
I'm also going for Jacob, although much like the New Day one, I'm kind of in two minds a little bit because, as you said, I do think if Solo's not on the WrestleMania card in some capacity, potentially against Randy Orton or something, who knows, but I feel like if Solo gets involved, he could potentially and inadvertently cost Jacob the championship, which would be a huge sadness in my heart, and perhaps maybe the wrong way to go about it as well. I feel like with this being Jacob's big first WrestleMania match, why not just give him a big definitive win and have him hold that championship for the longest time? Solo gets a bit jealous. You can have the dissension of the bloodline thing happen there.
That's it. And Triple H likes the slow burn booking, so I don't know if we get all of that at once or we get 3 months of TV where Solo does become increasingly jealous of Jacob Fatu. And understandably so, because Jacob Fatu is better than Solo. Moving on. Next up for the WWE Women's Championship, we got the champion Tiffany Stratton defending against one Charlotte Flair. Who have you got on why?
My heart wants to say Tiffany Stratton.
Do it.
Well, my head says Charlotte Flair.
No, I know.
Just from I guess we've heard lots of reports and stuff in the past, and they really want to push Charlotte Flair upon her return, and they have done. She's won the Royal Rumble. She's going on to WrestleMania. We also heard about all the promo stuff that's happened recently too, and how that hasn't changed or swayed the higher-ups on their decision of who's going to win in this match, which again sort of makes me think a little bit more about Charlotte, because perhaps she was the one who came out unprofessional first in this, going off script and stuff. And as much as I enjoy seeing Tiffy with the championship, I think she's young. She's so young as it is now in her career that I think losing here isn't necessarily a bad thing, because she can go off and do some other things, get a little bit more experience. I know she's incredible as it is, but there's always room for growth and stuff in wrestling. And I don't know where Tiffany goes after WrestleMania if she retains. That's the only thing.
It's fair enough. We've got the draft coming up, so there's going to be new people coming, chopping and changing.
That's a good point.
I'm going Tiffany on this one.
Oh, okay.
Because this whole thing is it's part work, part shoot in my mind.
Yeah.
I can't figure it out. And you know what? I'm chuffed about it, because this is in my top 3 matches of WrestleMania weekend. As far as must-see matches go.
Yeah.
This is way up there, because I don't know what to expect. Nobody does. Are we being worked? Probably a little bit, maybe a lot. I don't know. And that has made a match that I wasn't that interested in, fascinating.
Absolutely.
How are they going to play ball out there? Are they going to go into business for themselves? How stiff is it going to be? I think Tiffany beating Charlotte Flair is deserved, first of all.
Oh, I agree. I do agree.
I think it feels a bit of a passing of the torch moment. And you're right, she's really young. You can get to that down the line. Charlotte as heel champion, This has worked because of the work, shoot, maybe a work, maybe a shoot element of it.
Yeah.
If you put the belt on Charlotte, can you replicate that again and again, or will people just not care? I don't want to see Charlotte Flair as champion. It's that simple.
Of course.
I want Tiffany to do this. Will she? I'm 50-50 on this. This is a coin toss for me.
It's hard. It's
Really
really difficult. Next up for the World Heavyweight Championship, we have the champion Gunther defending against Mr. Yeet Man himself, Jey Uso. Who are you going for, sweet boy?
We are all internet wrestling fans here. We're all part of the internet wrestling community, and our bitching and moaning does not matter.
No.
Listen to the reaction that Jey Uso is getting each and every night he is on television, and that is why he is winning and defeating Gunther at WrestleMania. The guy's so over. Listen to the crowds, look at the merchandise sales, all of the metrics suggest that Jey Uso is the man that they want to put the strap on. And like, Gunther, he's been a great champion. He's an absolutely fantastic champion, and I love him. And he's not going to drop down the card significantly. He is still one of the top dogs in WWE.
I agree.
He is class. But I think Jey deserves this. No matter what you think about Jey, and hey, maybe you don't like his moveset, or maybe you don't like the yeeting and all of that sort of stuff, but lots and lots of people do, and I think it will be a feel-good moment. And even the no-yeeters will probably be at home doing that, because it will be lovely. Look at the smile on his face.
Oh,
he's so happy.
loves it.
Who are you going for, Gunther?
I'm going for Jey as well. I think everything you said there is pretty much spot on to what I've been thinking as well.
Always is.
And always is, because he's got a mind for the business, does this man.
I am the business.
He is the business. You throw me off. But as well, I think the story that they've told, the losses that Jey has had at the hands of Gunther in the past, I think has built to this. We had the whole Jimmy thing, which was incredible as well.
Good.
That really elevated this feud for me as well. We got the promo afterwards where Jey was very somber and very serious, and I was like, oh, if we get a little bit more of that.
It's the Jey of old. He's one of the best promo people
so
in
good.
WWE. They diluted it and diluted it and diluted it to catchphrases, and it winds me up because the Usos are one of my favourite tag teams ever. And you look at their mic work from like 5 to 10 years ago. They are so good, and we saw that again. Yeah, agreed.
And if we can continue that with the World Heavyweight Championship firmly wrapped around Jey's waist, then I think we're in for some gold. We're in for some really good stuff, and I hope they capitalise on that more than just the yeet stuff. But as you were saying, it sells. It is. It sells the merch and it gets people happy, like you said. So I mean, well, it remains to be seen. But I do think Jey is winning this one.
And your night one main event is Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus Seth Rollins. Who have you got and why?
I'm going for Seth Rollins.
Yeah, go on.
I know he stood tall on Raw, which is always a weird tell for me. I'm like, I don't know if that's the right thing to do before the WrestleMania, because will that person win? Who knows? I'm going for Seth Rollins because I think there's more upside in him winning this one and going on to do something different. Maybe my fantasy booking is playing into things a little bit here, but I think Seth leaves night one with Paul Heyman on his side. I think Seth is a Paul Heyman guy. I think Paul Heyman's going to betray Punk and Roman Reigns, maybe make us think that he's on Roman Reigns' side once again, but maybe cost him. And I think perhaps that sort of betrayal there can lead to Punk and Roman going off to do something, and then leaving Seth to go off and do something maybe as a heel against a babyface Jey Uso down the line. I
really would love to see Seth Rollins as a Paul Heyman guy, but I think we're at the point that everybody is expecting that. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? But no, predictable isn't always bad. If it makes for good, future programming, then fantastic. And we've seen lots of predictable results in WWE over the past year or two. Yeah. So that's not the reason that I'm not picking Seth Rollins. Oh. And I'm picking Roman Reigns. Oh! This thing came up on my Instagram the other day. It was an interview with Roman Reigns, and he said something to the effect of, if Paul Heyman is no longer by my side, then I'm not there. There is no tribal chief anymore. None of that exists. I think everybody is expecting either Paul Heyman to stick around with CM Punk or join Seth Rollins. I think he's going back to Roman, and I think Roman is picking up the win here. I think he's pinning CM Punk to protect the whole Roman-Seth thing where like Roman hasn't beat yet. I'm going for Roman here, and you know what? Part of this, and maybe this is so deeply ingrained in my mind over the last 5 years, is that don't bet against Roman too often.
Yeah, no, you're not
We've
wrong.
messed up numerous times before, and I know he's not the champion anymore, but something in my heart tells me that Roman is picking up the dub here.
Okay.
No, you're not convinced, are you?
No. Do you know what?
Oh, Seth doing it main event as well. That's 2 brilliant closes for Seth at Manias, isn't it? Heist of the century, and then leaving with the second heist of the century, which is Paul Heyman.
And he was so sacrificial last year as well. He was so selfless in what
he
gave to everybody.
He always is.
He deserves something. But do you know what? Again, like this WrestleMania card is quite unpredictable in many of these matches, and that's what I'm really excited for.
It is exciting. I'm doubting myself. I'll stick with Roman. I've locked it in.
I'll stick with Seth.
Right, night 2.
So, kicking things off, we've got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending their women's tag team championships against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Who have you got, Adam, in this one?
Ooh, not really fussed either way, but the champs are retaining. This is like This is unfortunately the match that I'm least excited about. And you know what? In ring, I think it's going to be really good. You've got 4 really tremendously talented wrestlers in there. Yeah, I wish Liv was doing something a bit more substantial at this Mania. It's cool. She's in a title match at Mania. I shouldn't whinge that much. But she has been one of the MVPs, if not the MVP of the last year in the women's division. She's been absolutely class.
Yeah.
And I don't see a lot of people that hyped up for this match. And I think that's a shame. But yeah, I'm going for the champs to retain because I don't think Bayley and Lyra Valkyria can coexist. I think they're going down that route. I think there's a heel turn coming, and I'm not sure which side it is. My thinking is probably Lyra.
I think it might be Lyra as well. Hence why I'm going for Liv and Raquel to retain as well. I think we get something after the fact. I'm really sad that Lyra and Chelsea Green aren't having their own mid-card singles matches on WrestleMania. I think it's such a wasted opportunity, especially given like the stuff that Chelsea has done as well. I speak about selfless as we talked about Seth Rollins before. Like she's given so much within like her return to WWE, and it would have been so nice to see her get a match on this card.
You know, I agree. I'd love to see her wrestle on the card as long as she has a moment. I don't think she'll be forgotten about, but. I hope I'm not wrong there.
Fingers crossed. But yes, I agree. I think Liv and Raquel are retaining because Bayley and Lyra essentially can't get along, or at least something happens at the very end and maybe Lyra's like, oh, you are silly, Bayley. And then she knocks Bayley out. Why not? Hey, that sounds good. And then it gives Lyra a little bit of something as well. A little bit of spice. A little bit of spice. Like.
And I think that's helpful.
Yes, I do as well.
That.
Yeah.
Next up, we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Who have you got on mind?
Oh, I really want to say AJ Styles, but my head is telling me Logan Paul. I just think, like, I feel like Logan's going to have somebody interfere in this match, one of his influencer friends. But also, I feel like AJ's going to have something to fall back on coming out of a loss of this match with Karrion Kross. I think the Karrion Kross stuff and the AJ Styles stuff is going to continue on for a little bit longer, and I think Logan's going to eke that win.
I agree. This is airing on Netflix. Lots and lots of people will be watching, from new viewers to casual fans. AJ Styles, it saddens me to say this, but he probably doesn't have that many WrestleManias left, and I'm not sure pushing AJ Styles is a priority anymore. I think this is about putting Logan in there with a really safe pair of hands and letting them go at it, make Logan look good, and I agree, Logan Paul is picking up the win in this one, thanks to the help of his YouTube buddies, as you say.
You?
Me?
You.
I'm on the sofa downstairs with you.
Next up for the Intercontinental Championship, we've got a 4-way match. We've got the champion Bron Breakker defending against Penta, Finn Bálor, and Dominik Mysterio. Who are you going for?
Everybody's expecting Dom. Everybody is expecting Dom to betray Finn Bálor here. So I'm going for Finn Bálor. I think it's going the other way around. Right. Do you remember, and I try not to think about these reports too often, but I'm going to talk about a report. End of last year, there were numerous places going, oh, Finn Bálor is in for a big 2025.
Yeah.
We've not seen that at all yet.
No.
They're like, oh, he's a locker room leader. They've got big, big plans for him.
Yes.
This is it. This is it. Everybody's expecting Dominik Mysterio to do this. It's going to be the other way around. Finn is going to betray Dominik Mysterio. Are you going for Dominik Mysterio?
Maybe I was going for Dominik Mysterio.
Okay,
yes.
no, that's fine.
I'm going for Dominik Mysterio. I think, obviously, we've had a long build towards this sort of friction between Dom and Finn, and Finn has been very passive-aggressive throughout this whole entire thing, and I think the thing that really is the nail in the coffin for him is Dom getting the IC Championship before he does, and I think that is the catalyst for Finn to turn on Dom and maybe even get some sort of like babyface turn for
Dom,
which is difficult because we love to hate Dom Mysterio, but at the same time he's so endearing as well. Like he's so. I'm always excited when he's like on the screen. I'm like, I can't wait to see what happens because he like character work, even his in-ring work. I think he's just really, really good and. A program between him and Finn where he's playing more of like the Eddie lie, cheat, steal
That's
kind
exactly
of
it.
thing. Like, you know, he can be a bastard but still be like cheered by fans.
All he has to do is be a bastard to the heels rather than the faces. It's that simple. And then, you're totally right. He gets cheered. It's a really entertaining act to watch. He's only a heel because he's being a heel to the goodies.
Yes.
So if you just chop and change that, I agree. I think we're getting a feud proper between Finn Bálor and Dominik Mysterio. However, I think Dominik is going to be chasing the title.
Yeah.
Rather than Finn chasing the title.
I could see that happening as well, you know.
Next up, it's a Sin City street fight as Damian Priest takes on Drew McIntyre. Who have you got and why?
There'll be so much sinning. There'll be so much streets. And there'll be lots of cities as well. And I think on top of all those cities stands Drew McIntyre. Big old Drew McIntyre. Why is
Just
he
like
like
that massive testicle.
Massive testicle, man. The Miz is very jealous. I think Drew, do you know, this one's a tough one as well because Damian's had a fantastic 2024. He had an incredible 2024. Drew has, I feel like, we talk about selflessness again. I feel like Drew gives himself a lot to the feuds and doesn't necessarily always come out on top.
Agreed.
And I feel like this one might be the definitive win against Damian Priest that just helps catapult him forward, perhaps to the title picture this time. I think he absolutely more than deserves it at this point. And that's not saying that Damian doesn't. It's difficult, because I could see this one going 50-50.
They love Damian, don't they, as well? You never know with Damian Priest.
No.
You know what? I was going to go for Damian Priest.
Oh.
I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to be tactical here, because this is a total coin toss for me, and I don't want you to gain a point and risk me not gaining a point, so I'm going to go for Drew McIntyre as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go for Drew McIntyre as well. I'm locking in Drew McIntyre, merely for the fact that you've gone for it, and I don't want either of us to have any sort of advantage from this match because it's so tricky to call.
It is very tricky to call.
It's a dick move, but that's what I'm doing. Drew McIntyre.
Next up for the Women's World Championship, you've got the champion Io Sky defending against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Who have you got for this one?
Tricky stuff.
Oh, it sure is tricky.
Bianca, undefeated at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley has been at the forefront of the women's division in WWE for a fair while now. So either of those could quite easily do it. People are forgetting about Io Sky.
They are.
Which is why she's winning. Yes. I think the other two are going to take each other out, and Io is going to eke a win. And I think she might pin Rhea. Oh, I don't know. No, because Bianca said that thing. It was like, I've never been pinned at WrestleMania. I was like, okay, yeah, so that's the route that we're going down. So maybe... Oh, no, I don't know. Io. I'll go Io. Who you got?
Okay. I also am going for Io too.
Because you fancy her?
Not because I fancy her.
Good thinking.
Not because she always puts bins on her head, and I enjoy it when she puts the bin on her head. She's very good when she does that, because she does mental stuff. I'm going for Io because I feel like this whole triple threat thing has been focused more around Rhea and Bianca, and they've played that off on TV as well. They've always shoved Io to the side. Io's been an afterthought in this whole entire thing to them. They just want to get at each other. And that, to me, if Io loses this, that kind of proves the fact that maybe she is an afterthought in this whole entire thing. And I don't like that. I would love the fact if Io gets the pin on Rhea Ripley or Bianca, who knows, but if Io wins this and really solidifies herself as like, I deserve to be up here in this top echelon with these other women.
And she does.
And she absolutely does. And after sort of like last year's build to the match between her and Bayley. The match itself was incredible. Io lost the title though, and it felt like she didn't really get enough of a chance.
Yep.
And this feels like a way to rectify that. Fingers crossed, at least, anyway.
Next up, we're going to predict something here. Randy Orton doesn't have an opponent at the moment. He could be facing Solo Sikoa. He could be facing Nick Aldis.
No.
He could be facing, I don't know, Jeff Cobb.
Hey.
Nero. Sorry, Rusev again. He could be facing Malachi Black. Who knows who he's going to be facing? We don't. So... and they might announce this on SmackDown. But who have you got? Randy Orton or opponent?
Hey, nothing you can say. Nothing's gonna take the win from Randy. Because now it's time to shine. He's gonna take what's his, and it's gonna be his win. It's gonna be his win. I think Randy's gonna win. Whoever it may be, I'd love for it to be Nick Aldis more than Solo Sikoa.
Oh yeah.
Just because that's a WrestleMania moment right there, isn't it?
Yep.
Like that's more of a WrestleMania moment than Solo coming out, Randy doing an RKO, 1, 2, 3. That's job lot. Like I think there's something there. Maybe it's too on the nose how they've been trading barbs and this, that, and the other. But I mean, what a WrestleMania moment it'd be.
You know how I think this is going to play out?
Yeah.
I think it's going to look like we're going to get Randy versus Solo.
Yep.
And then there's a big old brawl
Yep.
with bloodline shenanigans, as per. All of the agents, referees, come out to the ring. They separate them and everything. It ends up being just Randy and Nick Aldis in there.
Oh, that's good.
And then
That's good.
the match is set up and he gets his bloody clothes
rips
off.
it.
He gets all that stuff.
He's in his
He's
undies.
conveniently got his gear on in his wrestling boots, but
Long
nobody
socks.
noticed. 2 knee pads, elbow pads on, and then we're going to get the match. And I just think that would be a brilliant moment. I think it would be a shame, given that everything that Nick Aldis has given to professional wrestling, for him not to have a match at WrestleMania. And actually, this opportunity has presented itself. I feel terrible for Kevin Owens, but it is a really nice opportunity for Nick Aldis to do something really bloody cool at WrestleMania, and he deserves it. It doesn't have to be long. And also, I'm going for Randy Orton to win that match. By the way.
Come on.
So we both got Randy on that one, but I'd love that to happen. Will it? Who knows? You'll have to tune in.
And finally, it is the big one. The WWE Championship is on the line. Cody Rhodes defending the title and the honour of the company against the evil man who makes the children cry, Mr. Jonathan Cena. Adam, who are you going for in this one?
John Cena. It would be a waste of one of the best heel turns in wrestling history for John Cena to then lose his first match following that heel turn. It really is that simple. There's a lot more value in having John Cena as champion moving forward until he drops that belt to somebody and makes somebody in the process. It's got to be John Cena. It would be so daft for him to just fall at the first hurdle. I think this is one of the most predictable WrestleMania main events ever. I think, famous last word.
Famous last word.
No, it's got to be Cena. It's just got to be Cena, hasn't it? I know a lot of
think you're
people
right.
want to be like, oh, he loses here and then he keeps trying for the rest of his final year in WWE and he finally wins the big one. No, do it here. Do it here.
I agree. I think John Cena does it. I think you can't have such a generational heel turn and not legitimise it by having him win the biggest prize in the game.
Yeah.
And also, I think this is the way John Cena, he's got the WWE Championship, and then we can have all the matches that we've been talking about. The match with Randy Orton, a match maybe with CM Punk. We just see him go on this tear with the championship, having all these matches that we've been looking forward to for the longest time. And I think when it comes back to it, I think Cody will regain the championship again in that passing of the torch.
You think Cody? You think it's going back to him?
I think so.
Fair
I
enough.
think so. But what happens in this match, I genuinely have no idea. Will we see The Rock? Will we see Stone Cold Steve Austin? I'm so excited for whatever Batpoo shenanigans, similar to what we got last year.
Agreed. I called it predictable. Again, doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad thing.
Exactly.
I don't know how it's actually going to play out, but I know it's going to be very, very entertaining. You talk about Cena heel run as champion, and those matches that he's had in the past. You know, your Randy Ortons and your CM Punks. Actually, Cena, getting on in years, can obviously still go, but he's not going to be the performer that he once was. Being a heel makes those matches way easier because bells and whistles, right? You can do all the shenanigans stuff.
Exactly.
And I think that helps out in just seeing those matches one last time, but sprinkling in a few hot new young prospects as well.
Definitely,
all that sort of stuff. So we are both going for John Cena there. You can tune in live for our live stream reactions on Saturday and Sunday. You can set a reminder right now. There is a pinned comment down below. I am your Cultaholic Wrestling Heavyweight Champion on the WWE side of things. And before we go, this is of course one of the big WWE pay-per-views, which means the biggest punishment ever. And we have no idea what it is. We're going to find out on the live streams. On top of that, you got What Happened At with Jack the Jobber. You got WTF moments for WrestleMania Night 1 and 2 over on patreon.com/Cultaholic. And I will still be your Cultaholic WWE champion because look at the state of him.
Oh my God.